What's going on, everybody? It is Joey, Value TCG. We are back. We are back to what I would consider regularly scheduled programming. And with that, today we are going to be talking about the anniversary edition bundles that One Piece has been releasing for the last 2-3 years now. We are going to be talking about how these cards are performing as well as the bundles themselves and whether it makes sense for you guys to buy it today. But before I do that, like, comment, and subscribe, and then we're just going to get into it, right? We've been kind of waiting on this topic for a while now, at least. I've been thinking about making this a video for some time now, so we're just going to get into it. First and foremost, if you guys have watched some of my videos and you've been a loyal subscriber for some time now, this is one of those boxes where when prices were, let's go back to around here, around like 200, 225, this would have been at the beginning of this year. This is the one that I've pounded on the table for multiple times. I believe I've had at least 2 videos talking about this set where I was telling you guys you really have to buy this set. If you don't know, if you're new to One Piece, you don't really know what's in here. So it comes with 10 promo cards. It comes with these sleeves, these beautiful sleeves, and then it comes with this playmat. And the theme of it is kind of like this ancient, 1600, 1500 Japan theme, to where every single one of the Straw Hat pirates are memorialized, if you will, in a promo card. And they're in this really interesting art style, which we'll go over in a minute here. But it comes with those items, and then it comes in a really nice looking artistic box. And this thing was about $200, $225. And at the beginning of the year, I was telling everyone to buy this because if you were just adding up all of the cards that were in here, raw, ungraded, prices for that were like lower than the box themselves, which I thought was a stupid thing, right? Like, why not just buy the box, open it, at least you get a nice playmat, you get some sleeves, and then you can sell like all the cards for a profit. And that's where I was kind of approaching this very value investor like. And as you see here, prices have just gone bananas, especially within the last 3 months. 2 months really, people have really recognized the value of this set. Recent sales have gone closer to $600, all the way up from $200, and then there's all the cards in here have gone up like crazy, right? You could call it buyouts, you could call it, manipulation, whatever you want to think of it as. Prices have gone insane. So if you look at this, prices for this Chopper card was like $40 a couple months ago. Now lowest $150. Really nice looking Chopper card, just gone crazy. There really weren't that many copies available, right? Like if you look at here, right, there's just beginning of the month there was a copy available for $80, and then there just weren't any available. So that's why prices have gone up. I think this one, to me, to be fair, feels a little bit like manipulation, but some of the other ones don't as much, right? So Monkey D. Luffy, this just feels totally organic. You have a $90 card. This used to be $30-$40, but this is a really nice looking card. People tend to collect Monkey D. Luffy cards, right? This used to be playable to some extent, not really as much anymore, but still a very nice looking card. Plus, it is Captain Luffy, so you have prices that have gone up, and there's been a lot of sales for this one. It doesn't feel as rare as Tony Chopper. For this one, there's been a lot of sales. Zoro, same thing. It used to be a $50 card, $40-$50, It's gone up to $90. That's not a crazy jump. It's not 40 to 150. So there's also a lot of organic sales for this one as well. Nami, the most collectible character, $40 to $90. Very much the same thing. Nico Robin has gone from $25 to $90. Definitely feels, yeah, a little bit more manipulated as a price, right? One sold here, and then everything above that is over close to double that price. But people do like Nico Robin, so I can see why this one went up in price. And then Sanji, $30. This is actually one of the most reasonable cards in this set, and I think still pretty, reasonable priced at $30 for you to buy today. I mean, and then Brook, $25, went up from $20. I've talked about this guy before. His prices just for his cards just do not go up, right? And that's all right. There's always going to be less popular Straw Hat characters, and unfortunately, Brook is one of them. Usopp being another, right? This used to be a $3 card, which is kind of funny to me. Now $25. Jinbei is a $15 card, $20 card, as you can see here. Not too crazy. And then lastly, Frankie, $25. He used to be a $3 card as well. So, if you were a value investor buying here, you definitely made some money here if you're able to sell at $24, $25. And there's sales here at $24, $25, right? So if you're like Joey, look at all of these cards. You're just throwing a lot of numbers at me. How much does it all cost altogether? Can I still buy the collector, the unopened, the sealed version of the collector bundle, and then open them up and then make a profit? And so I added everything up for you guys here, and you really can't do that anymore, right? Prices for the sealed version have tracked up. Now, to be fair, I think the fair question here, right? The big question here is going to be, do I think that you should be buying individual cards, or if you should be buying the sealed item? And I think between the two, if you had to have it today, I would own the sealed item, right? You still get that play mat, you still get that those sleeves, and then it's sealed, so there's some premium to that as well. And then if you look at graded prices actually across the board have not gone up all that much. It's really very top heavy. Now, I know this is like double the price down here from a total perspective, but it's very, very top heavy from a Luffy and a Zoro perspective. And Luffy PSA 10 being like $500 a card, and then the raw version being $90, and then having none of the other cards have that same type of differential, differential. It feels manipulated just from this one perspective. But the thing is, guys, this is the crazy thing that I've noticed about card games, One Piece, Pokemon. When prices go up, it might come back down like 30% from that level. So this might go back down to like $300 or whatever, around that price, maybe $350. But it's not going to go back down to like $100 that it used to be. It just doesn't do that, right? Once people start getting into the game, once they start buying up all the products, it just doesn't go back down. I feel like there should be a better and more efficient market here, but being these illiquid assets, it just doesn't do that. So I do think that over time, the graded cards are going to be very valuable, but it's going to take some of the, increase in demand to come in to pump those prices for those prices to be higher over time. For now, I think these prices from a graded perspective is really reasonable. If you could get like a Nico Robin or like a Nami last sold for $62 and a PSA 10, that's super good. That's amazing. That's a great price. You should definitely try to own it at that price. Anyways, moving on to the second anniversary edition. So this is the edition that came out this past year. This is a Japanese bundle, and this thing has also gone up in price, right? This thing has gone up from like $200 a box. I guess at one point it was mostly around $250 to $300. Now $400 a box. The thing with this set, though, guys, is that this set never you weren't able to buy like a ton of them. So you can only buy one. So they've heavily restricted the print of this set, and as a result, prices have gone up. $400, I don't think it's all that crazy. I think the cards in here are really, really nice, really pretty. I don't have it up here for you guys, but the Zorro card has this really nice gold sheen, gold like etching on the back. It's just a really nice looking card. I do think that over time this set will go up in price. And then you have the second anniversary edition English version. This went up to $500 a box. Yeah, same thing. You can only buy one. This one went from $250 to $500 a box. I actually didn't. You have more unique cards in here, but I didn't really like the cards in here to some extent. So, but that's just me. And then moving on, this is the only one that hasn't gone up, and very understandably so. This is the first anniversary Japanese edition. This thing is struggling at $165, and the reason for that is because the color for the playmat and the sleeves look kind of gross. The deck box, no one really likes that color, that weird baby blue. And then there are only 3 promos in here, so I don't know why they made this product. It was just a really bad product. And it kind of came during a time when One Piece was trying to find itself. When Bandai was trying to figure out like the level of quality they wanted to have in here. So yeah, like I think this thing MSRP for like $80. So not really much of an acceleration versus the rest of these. These are all MSRP for like $100 to $200, and now over double that. And then lastly, the one thing that I should really mention here, guys, is that the Chinese anniversary edition, especially sealed, is absolutely worth it to buy, even at $1,200. I think if we were to ever build a solid number of collectors in One Piece, and it feels like that is starting to happen, this set, this anniversary edition set, Chinese one, is the absolute bomb. And the reason for that is because there is the serial Namis in here. There's only about 4,500 of this version printed, and then there's another version of 500 Namis printed. It's like this same kind of like dress that Nami has, but in blue. There's only 500 of those printed, and guys, like, this is a serial card, a serial Nami, and it's amazing. It looks so much better in person than what you see here. And I have a couple of them myself, and look, like, last sold on eBay for $500, $600 here in a PSA 10 is an absolute steal. I would be snapping these up, and I'm sure in 6 months to a year, when we revisit this topic, you guys are going to be like, wow, like Joey was absolutely right. At $600 for a PSA 10, I should have been buying as many of those as possible. That's just my opinion, but I have a really, really strong feeling about this one. Anyways, that's it from me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think of these anniversary edition cards. Are you collecting this? Are you putting these in your personal collection or not? Let me know. Put it in the comments below. And then like, comment, subscribe. I will talk to you guys next time.